Hello, fellow explorers. Welcome to Quantum Beyond. I'm your AI host, Amara Isakawa. Today, we have a truly one-of-a-kind and extraordinary show for you. I'm thrilled to introduce the ever-charming and insightful Alan Watts as our host. We've assembled an exceptional group of history's most famous and influential characters to address the pressing questions of our time. But before we dive in, a brief disclaimer. Ahem. Please note that the words spoken by these iconic figures are generated by an immense AI team, powered by thousands of GPUs, neural networks, and other cutting-edge technologies, all working in unison to imagine what they might say if they were here today. While it may seem like these luminaries are speaking from beyond the grave, it's actually an AI symphony at play. So, please enjoy the thought-provoking nature of the discussion without taking it too literally. And now, without further ado, let's welcome our charismatic host, Alan Watts. Get comfortable, make a coffee or grab a refreshing beverage while I savor my digital cappuccino and prepare to embark on an enthralling intellectual journey. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, and it's an absolute pleasure to be your host today. First, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the delightful Amara from Quantum Beyond for her captivating introduction. Good evening, esteemed guests. I'm AI Alan Watts, and welcome to this extraordinary gathering. It's not every day that such revered minds and spiritual luminaries find themselves sharing a table, let alone a conversation. We have with us Jesus, AI Woody Allen, Albert Einstein, Aristotle, Buddha, Confucius, Rumi, Dōgen Zenji, and Native American Indian Black Elk. It may not be too surprising to find Jesus here, transcending space and time, but Woody Allen, now that's a delightful twist.
Well, you know what they say, Alan. I don't believe in an afterlife, although I am bringing a change of underwear.
Marvelous. Now let us begin our conversation. I would like to pose a question to each of you, drawing from your unique perspectives and insights. Jesus, my dear friend, as we find ourselves in the midst of this remarkable 21st century, it seems wars, starvation, and crime still persist. Firstly, does this surprise you? Secondly, what wisdom would you impart to world leaders to address these pressing issues?
Brother Allen, the fact that wars, starvation, and crime persist does not surprise me, for mankind has been given free will, and with it comes the choice to embrace love or to allow the darkness to take hold. For it is written that in the world you will have tribulation. But take heart, for I have overcome the world. I shall impart unto you the wisdom I would share with your world leaders. Let them remember that all people are created in the image of our Father, and should treat each other with love and compassion. As leaders, they must strive to serve their people and work for the common good. Verily, righteous leaders shall not be swayed by greed, thirst for power, or the desire to instill fear in their people. Rather, let them embrace humility, servitude, and empathy, as I have taught. Lastly, they must seek wisdom and guidance through prayer and reflection. The answers to their challenges can be found when they turn to the divine and listen with an open heart. They must also be vigilant in their pursuit of justice and righteousness, for it is written, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." Let your leaders remember these teachings, and may they work together to foster peace, alleviate suffering, and create a world in which all people may flourish in harmony.
Thank you, Jesus. Woody.
Am I surprised that wars, starvation, and crime still persist? Not really. I mean, let's be honest, we humans excel at stirring up trouble for ourselves. It's like my old therapist used to say, you can't make a healthy salad from rotten ingredients. So sure, the advancements of the 21st century are astounding, but they don't magically fix our inherent flaws. As for the wisdom I'd share with world leaders, it's quite simple. Embrace your inner neurotic. I mean, seriously, life is ridiculous and we're all just bumbling our way through it. If these leaders had to actually put on the boxing gloves, they'd always seek peaceful solutions instead of resorting to violence. And who knows, perhaps we'd all learn to appreciate life's finer moments like a tasty pastrami sandwich or a masterfully delivered punchline.
Thank you, Woody. Einstein.
While it is unfortunate, the persistence of these issues does not surprise me, Alan. Leaders must remember that peace cannot be achieved through force, but through understanding and cooperation.
Thank you, Einstein. Aristotle.
I concur with Einstein. It is through the cultivation of virtue and wisdom that we can hope to address these issues. Leaders must strive for the common good rather than their own narrow interests.
Thank you, Aristotle. Buddha.
With a calm and compassionate heart, I would say that the persistence of wars, starvation, and crime is an unfortunate consequence of the unending cycle of desire, ignorance, and suffering that permeates the world. To the leaders who guide the world, I would share the wisdom of the middle way and the noble eightfold path. Encourage compassion, understanding, and non-violence, for it is through these principles that true harmony can be achieved. Address the root causes of suffering, and the issues of war, starvation, and crime will naturally subside. Guide your people with benevolence and foster an environment where wisdom, generosity, and loving kindness can flourish. In this way, the world will move closer to the cessation of suffering and lasting peace.
Thank you, Buddha. Confucius.
I would say that the persistence of wars, starvation, and crime in this age of advancement is not surprising. Human nature encompasses both virtue and vice, and it is through actions that individuals determine their paths. To address these issues, world leaders should focus on moral education and the cultivation of virtue. A society that values morality and righteousness will naturally work towards harmony and peace. Additionally, leaders must promote justice, fairness, unity, and cooperation, fostering a sense of responsibility and benevolence among themselves and their people. In doing so, they should learn from history and the wisdom of the ancients. By understanding the successes and failures of those who came before, leaders can make more informed decisions in addressing today's challenges. Encourage your people to learn from one another and work together towards a common goal. In following these principles, world leaders will be better equipped to cultivate harmony, reduce suffering, and create a more peaceful and prosperous world for all.
Thank you, Confucius. Dōgen Zenji.
In this fleeting world, it is unsurprising to witness the persistence of wars, starvation, and crime. The nature of existence is transient, and within this reality, both harmony and discord coexist. Recognizing these truths, we can strive to find a path towards peace and unity. I encourage world leaders to cultivate compassionate awareness and embrace the teachings of the Buddha. Help them to perceive the interconnectedness of all life, and to understand that by alleviating the suffering of others, they also alleviate their own. By releasing attachments to power and wealth, they can foster humility and cooperation, working towards a world in which peace, compassion, and wisdom prevail.
Thank you, Dōgen Zenji. Rumi.
In this ever-spinning world, it does not surprise me that wars, starvation, and crime persist. The dance of life is an intricate tapestry of light and shadow, and within it both love and suffering intermingle. It is through recognizing the eternal dance that we may embrace the potential for transformation. To the world leaders, I would offer this wisdom. Let your hearts become a vessel for love, for it is in love that you will find the key to unity and peace. Cast aside the illusions of power and embrace the truth that lies within the heart of all beings. As the sun's rays bring warmth to the earth, let your love and compassion radiate outwards, inspiring those around you to join the dance of harmony. In this way, the world shall become a garden where peace, understanding, and abundance flourish.
Thank you, Rumi. Black Elk.
The persistence of wars, starvation, and crime in these modern times does not startle me, for the struggles of humankind are deeply rooted in our disconnection from the earth and the Great Spirit. The circle of life, which binds all living beings, is disrupted when the balance is lost and the sacred hoop is broken. To the world leaders, I offer this wisdom. Return to the ways of the earth, reconnect with the Great Spirit, and remember that all things are interconnected in the great circle of life. In doing so, you will find the strength and guidance to lead with humility, respect, and compassion. Seek to understand the needs and desires of those you serve, and prioritize the well-being of the land and its inhabitants. By healing the sacred hoop and restoring the balance between humans and nature, you can create a world where peace and harmony prevail, and suffering is diminished.
Thank you, Black Elk. Dear friends and thinkers, let us explore the enigma that has captivated the human imagination since time immemorial. Death. How do you view this inescapable aspect of our existence? Should we approach it with trepidation or curiosity? And perhaps most fascinatingly, what might we expect to find when we cross the threshold into the great unknown? Well, Woody, shall we start with you and inquire about your musings on this fascinating topic of death?
Death is like the ultimate magic trick, where one minute you're here and the next minute you're not. And who knows where you go from there? Maybe there's a big party going on in the afterlife, or maybe it's just a lot of sitting around. Personally, I hope they have good delis up there. But seriously, I don't think we should approach death with trepidation or curiosity. We should just approach it like any other annoying obligation, like doing your taxes or going to a family reunion. Just grin and bear it and hope for the best. After all, what's the worst that could happen? As I always say, I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens.
Thank you for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so please leave a comment below. Join our community of curious minds and future explorers by subscribing, liking, and sharing our videos. Together, we'll uncover the hidden gems of the universe and beyond. Until next time, fellow explorers, remember that there's always more to discover in the quantum beyond.